Hey, it's Coach Ariel Anderson. Welcome to the inner circle. It's always wonderful to gather here with you wherever you are in the world. If you're new here, welcome. Please hit subscribe and I'll see you again. And if you're returning, then welcome back. It's so good to have you here. All of you, whether you are starting on your fertility and midlife pregnancy path for the first time, or you are restarting, or maybe you've been working with the path and it's not working, you've been trying, which here in this circle, we try not to use that word. No, trying and should are words I don't like very much because I feel like it trying sounds like pain and not doing and not having it happen. And the same with shoulds is all the things that are being imposed upon you. And today we're talking about taking risks and the risks of fertility and fertility over 40, over 35, over 50, over 55 maybe. And what are they really and what is the focus of that today? Well, so the truth is anytime you are going for a pregnancy, you're taking a risk. I don't care what age you are. Anytime a person, a woman is deciding to go down the path of getting pregnant, being pregnant, and birthing, we are putting our lives at risk, our worlds at risk, our souls at risk, our relationships at risk. There are a lot of risks involved. Why? Because look through history, down the line, up the line, and women have died giving birth or having issues along the way. The truth is, that's the physical part. The energetic, spiritual, personal part is that your life will never be the same. Even though after the first time that you get pregnant, something forever is changed in you. Just like the first time I ever went skydiving, the first time I ever had a drug, the first time I did yoga, or you did uh, baseball. I don't know, whatever your firsts are, those firsts are powerful. And something in you is changed. That's why that hit of a first is like, it's like a sunny day after many dark days. It's a lightness. In some cases, it's the opposite. Some people get pregnant and it's like, "Ugh, oh God, what are we going to do now?" Or, "Oh goodness," or whatever it is that you say, goddess. And so everybody's experience is going to be different. Your experience is going to be different from mine. But your physical body, the first time it experiences something, not on a psychological level, it's something new, it's something different. There's an unfamiliarity, and then once you have that, your body knows. So even if we can get you pregnant once, even once, and I know that loss is powerful, but even if you lost that, but you know what it feels like to be pregnant, that is one step closer. Now, if you haven't been pregnant, don't worry. You still can, attract that pregnancy. I am just putting out there that it does help a bit. And so to know that the path will have, ups and downs. So coming back to risks. So, even me deciding to wear pink today was a bit of a risk. I normally wear blue, probably blue and black the most, blue and black. And, I love my blues. If you've been here on the channel or you've been watching the videos. But sometimes you just got to take a risk. And those risks, when I'm talking about risks in pregnancy over, a certain age or, working with fertility, uh, I am thinking of a lot of the big things, the things that can really move the lines. Yet for you, just even starting with something small like pink. Oh, don't you hate that when bra straps are showing? Oh. Uh, wearing pink today was sort of like, let's do something different. Even the smallest things can move the line because I think, yesterday on the evening experimental and talking about experimenting live Q&A yesterday at 5. which we'll do every first Thursday in the US, but I was also kind of thinking about first Fridays for people down under and further away for the time difference. We'll be doing that at 5 o'clock every month. I'm just throwing that in there. But we talked about, taking small risks just to, move that definition of insanity that Einstein talked about of like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, that's often what happens. We stick with what's comfortable, what's safe. Maybe we add in a little bit of something, but we're not all in. But really going all in on small things, taking risks, doing that experimentation, taking small risks. And it can start with the small things. It can start with doing a little more exercise if that's something that you used to do. You remember that in Sex and the City when I'm dating myself here, but when Charlotte, was afraid to run because she was afraid of losing her pregnancy again. And the thing is that the things that you did before, you've got to take that risk to just do the life that you're meant to do. I mean, that's what this channel is about, right? It's all about defocusing off of trying, and doing what you're meant to do, what feels natural, what makes you feel alive. And that means taking risks beyond what someone has told you is allowed or what you may have read that may or may not apply to you, because most of the things out there, the write-ups and the forums and the thing, they're talking about the average person. And if you're here, you are not the average person. You are the person that knows a miracle is possible, that the impossible is possible, that what you've been told may or may not be true, that you're guided by something else that says, I'm going to be that person that they thought couldn't and did. And maybe you have a lot of things stacked against you. Maybe it's just age and circumstance and ideas of someone else. So I just want to come back to, what is that risk for you? Maybe it's that run. Maybe it's doing more yoga classes. Now, that said, you got to listen to your body. Any risk it requires risk assessment, as my very risk assessing husband would, because he's the risk assessor used to be in his old work, now again, and he is in our lives. He's the red flag. Ooh, what about this? That she could fall and hit her head right there if she just moved this way. Well, you have to trust your gut. In those moments, I'm like, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Most of the time I'm like, yeah, okay, but it's grass. It's not cement. Let's see what happens. And sometimes you have to just keep practicing. Actually, not sometimes. It's come back to yourself and that listening. And the thing is, and I know we've talked about this, but I know that one of the biggest challenges is we get to that, start moving towards, or we're at that midlife-ish point in our lives, in your life, is that life has happened. And if you've had any losses, not just pregnancy, but other losses or betrayals or breakdowns in relationship of any kind, and I mean with yourself, with your body, not just with a partner, with life, with the world, with your family, that trusting of intuition, even knowing what that voice is anymore, can be really strong. Now you can look back in videos, and we talk a bit about this, and I think that is a video I'd like to do coming up, is really coming back to that listening. This is why we talk about mindfulness practices. This is why coming at you from every bit of media, even in mainstream these days, is, have a practice, a ritual, meditation, something, a walk, whatever it is that brings you into your body, and that listening and that recognizing. Because when you are going to take a risk, which doing pregnancy, midlife, or over 30 something, 40 something, 50 something, it's a risk. Now, coming back to that listening, practicing will make the biggest difference. Again, starting small. You have an inkling, some little something that says, call that person or walk down that street, and just notice how your body feels if you follow those small and safer things. So when you get an idea for something like, I want to do this kind of acupuncture, or I feel this person is supposed to give me a massage, but oh gosh, I'm I am pregnant, or I think I might be pregnant, or what if I'm pregnant? So I don't want to risk anything. Now, I got massage all the way through my pregnancy. I just want to say that right now. But I did massage. I worked in wellness. I worked in all kinds of modalities, and I trust my intuition and my feeling. So I know I can look at somebody and be like, yes, you need to be massaging me. No, you don't. Now, I made a mistake once and I lost a pregnancy, but there were a lot of things in play. There was that I wasn't sure I was ready. I wasn't sure if it was the right time. Inside the bonus family, I felt it was a boy. I had always known it was going to be a girl. There was conflict there. Um, and that was really early on, but it's just, I trust my feeling. And I noticed that I took more risks because I wasn't sure, and that can happen. But you don't lose a pregnancy in massage or moving furniture or going for a run that was going to happen anyway, because I trust you and trust me that if a pregnancy is meant to happen, it will happen. Okay. And that, I mean, people have great falls and car accidents and still have babies. So, just keep that in mind when you're in the blame game. If something happens and you did this or you did that, stop. Give yourself grace and know that that wasn't the one. There was a reason for that one, but that wasn't the one. So, so, keeping that in mind as you're taking any small risks, doing things that might not be in the norm, or maybe they were and you've stopped them. What we are doing here is to stop the stopping. Stop stopping the things that bring you joy in life and vitality, because that doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your relationship, it doesn't serve the world, and it certainly doesn't serve your future child. So just come back to that touchstone, that landing place when you're trying to figure out what to do, is listening to yourself and remembering, like, does this fit me? Does this fit the whole situation? Just listen. Notice if your body is contracting or expanding. If it's feeling like this, give it a try. Do it on lower level, whatever it is. So, coming back to the other risks that I talked about at the beginning of this video, this path will and does affect your all relationships. And some people may discourage you, not because they mean to, really, they love you, but they worry about their relationship with you. And that's the truth. If you've already had a child, you know that. Anybody here already have kids and uh, know what I'm talking about? Your relationships change. Your relationship to the world changes. You're welcome to put that in the comments if there's something there. I'm wondering, your partner as well, who's all in, is, there's always that, ooh, how is this going to change our relationship? Will it change? Yes, your relationship will change. The core things won't. If you support one another now, if you love each other now, if you communicate openly now, those things are still there. And when things are, that's when you'll come back to those core things. So, if there's something to sort out, now is a really good time to work on that, because it will come when you are pregnant, when you have your child or children. And if you can start that baseline now, then that risk of, risking your relationship for this pregnancy, for this baby on the way, will feel less volatile. They'll still feel like there's a baseline that you can kind of see and work with no matter what. So I'm curious, are there any risks that you've been thinking about? A new support system, some activity, something that you maybe let go of in the midst of your fertility path, or even in the last years before you even got on the full on fertility path. Is there anything right now that you're looking at or struggling with or considering as far as a risk? I would love to hear it down in the comments. And I'm happy at this moment. We're at 10:14. We just passed 10:13, which is around the time when I check in with you. And if there's anything there that you want to talk about, or if you want to ask me anything, I'm just going to touch down after a bit of chat regarding the risks. I I want to encourage you to turn off the noise as you're considering writing something in the comments, whether it's now or on the replay. I always love to see what's going on with you, and I do answer my emails. I mean, yeah, I answer my emails slowly. Those are much more slowly than comments in YouTube. I do answer those too. Of course, this is interesting to you. Please do like and oh, you guys all disappeared. Like and subscribe if you're new. Okay, so I'm going to sign off if you don't have any questions, but you're welcome to ask me absolutely anything right now, and I'm here. Otherwise, it's the holiday season, and I want to encourage you that in this time when, oh, there's a lot of energy moving around, take risks with connections, take risks with actions, little actions, doing something different. I will tell you, I put my name in for something that just lit me up when I read the description. And I don't live anywhere near this where this activity is going to be happening. I'm not going to talk too much about it yet, but it's basically applying to host something and or be a part of something that I don't know, sounded like, when someone just says a bunch of things that says that's me, that's who I am. I get excited about it. And do I have time? Do I have energy? Well, I always have energy. I have a lot of energy these days because I'm in my path with you. So don't worry. If anything happens there, I will still be here for you. I'm just thinking about it because it was a risk. I like to be seen. I'm only seen here because I want to assist you, to be there for you, to answer questions, to show up and be the person who supports you no matter what. I mean, I don't judge your choices or non-choices, and I'm in support of who you are and who you're meant to be on this path through midlife pregnancy and fertility and your life. I started out, my path has always been supporting people since I was young to find and connect with and stick with their happiness, what brings them joy. And that came through in different ways. It was sales and being the honest saleswoman. It was, general management. Okay, well, that was very stressful. I don't know if I brought a lot of joy there, and there was wellness, working in clubs, even. It was, finding the, dancing it out, coming back to corporate and how to be inside something, your business, someone else's business, and also be yourself and who you're meant to be. And now full circle all the way down to, imperfect parenting and pregnancy. And I'm telling you this because you can have many iterations, many versions of yourself that are calling to come back to you. Remember that your mind is there to keep you safe and not to help you to take risks for your soul, for your body, your physical body, for your relationships, for your life, your work. That's not its job. Its job is to keep you from being killed by the saber-toothed tiger. That's where the mind came around, the brain. It's different than what we hope it's for. That's why mindfulness and coming into your soul, yourself, is so important because this is just, ooh, let's stay safe, which doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you evolving. It doesn't serve you growing and connecting with new things that light you up. Because let's face it, a lot of us, yes, we get in a comfort zone, but those little risks, those big risks, those sort of jumping off the cliff risks into trust, into what's next. That's what this is. You having a child, this child that you feel destined to have, why you keep showing up here, waiting for that little click of, that's it. That's the thing. That's the thing that's going to wake me up. That's the thing that I need. That's that's the only reason this is happening. Why I'm showing up on Fridays and lives while my daughter is munching on who knows what, waiting for breakfast. This is all because you feel there's a reason. And I'll tell you honestly, we had our child, we headed down this path of 6 pregnancies, who, because there was a feeling that just you being you and your child being who they're meant to be was gonna make this life a better world. That's how we felt. We felt like we love people, we care, we want this world, this earth, this light to bring light into this world, and we know that that's what's going to happen when we have a baby. And if you feel that way, I know that if you're here, there's a part of I've seen some of your faces. I've been lucky enough for that to see, and I see what's in your eyes. And I know you're that person. And I know that the child that you bring on this earth is going to make a difference. The children are going to make a difference just by being themselves. They don't have to invent or create some great thing. That's a risk. It's a risk to be willing to go through all the things that you're going through to get there for that person because you already love them. You already have a relationship with them. That risk of that relationship is so strong. What you're willing to do, even before they're born, even before they're in your belly, the risk, the experimenting, the showing up for yourself, for your body in a way that maybe it hasn't fully experienced. And that's something new too. Is your body. Maybe you've been for a while, sort of, I don't want to say coasting through life, but maybe there's, you've been sort of doing things and now you're really saying, I'm going to give you those amazing supplements. I'm going to walk with you outside or do things I didn't do before because I want you to be at the most prime version of yourself. I want to feel good from the inside out. You do so that they can. Because ultimately, that's the path. The path is starting now. Maybe it's already started before and it's deepening now. And when you feel that, the rest is going to be coming. So I wish you a beautifully imperfect day. If there's any questions, oh, Dana K, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here for yourself in this circle. Just by connecting here, all of us are energizing the possibility of your pregnancy, your pregnancies, of a better world, a better life, because there's a lot of crazy things happening right now. There always is something crazy on the planet happening. And everything that we do inside of ourselves, inside of yourself, echoes out, echoes out to your partner, to your circle, to the world, to your babies. It's powerful. This isn't just a fertility path or just pregnancy path. This isn't you just showing up on YouTube. This is you connecting in with something greater, and you're a part of that. And I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be able to share my thoughts, experiences, ideas, and I feel you on an energetic level doing the same. And we will get in a room again. And if we hit 500 people in the circle, I'm going to have to come up with something really quickly because the end of the year is coming quickly. I did promise that we would meet again if we got to 500, and we will. And the subscribers, and at 1,000, I'm going to start taking you out to some of my most favorite places. But right now, it doesn't matter. We have us. There are a handful of us here right now, and we're making the difference. We're connecting. And that means something. All right. It's 10:23 and I'm going to go check on my little person. I'm going to say that have a beautiful day. And I will see you next week at 10 o'clock here, like always, on Friday. And just keep breathing into your day. In fact, let's do a deep breath to say goodbye. Take a deep breath in, inhaling everything that you need to be on this path. Feel it in your whole body down to your toes and fingertips, and exhale out all the things that you don't need that are laying on your shoulders. Ground that into the earth. And if it feels right, take a couple more deep breaths and exhale. Know that you're doing exactly what you're meant to. You're going to find the risks and the ideas that you're meant to do in order to find your fertility and pregnancy path midlife. I'm Ariel Anderson, your coach and guide, shedding a little light on the path to where you're meant to be. I'll see you next week.